underground aspect of it is kind of what draws me to it. I mean, obviously it's becoming more and more out in the open, but I've always been like a skate rat kind of dude. Like, I mean, I grew up, I hung out with all the skate rats, and just that mentality alone kind of pushed me to do my own thing and kind of say, like, you know, just like fuck all y'all kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
What up, y'all? I'm Steve, and welcome to another exciting Elev8, where we sit down with some cool ass artists in this industry. First, we have this really cool ambassador program. You can join as an Elev8 doll or an Elev8 gent, and it's really awesome. You get to help us build Elev8. It's super unique, super special, and you're really a part of something special. Check out Elev8ambassador.com to learn more. Another cool thing we have is our Elev8 Veterans program. I'm really honored to be a part of it. Teresa helps run it, and it's super awesome. We get to rehabilitate and reacclimate veterans into society our way. And you know what? I think we're doing it right. Go check it out at Elev8veterans.com. Third, there's Elev8 Bingo. It's super cool, super fun, and we get to show you more of what we do. And on top of that, every game there's a chance to win $50 credits for Elev8glassgallery.com. Go check it out. And now, let's roll into this super awesome Elev8. Welcome, we got Nic Ric Glass here, and we got Jax as well joining us today on Elev8, and thank you so much for joining us.
No problem, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Dude, I love your glass. It's very, very intricate. It's got a lot of things, but it's like super well shaped, and I just love the flow of it. It's great, man.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think I feel like I spend too much time on every piece, but it makes it worth it in the end.
It does, right?
Oh yeah.
My first question is, how did you get into this crazy thing of glass, man? It's a nutty thing, and I'm glad you're part of it. But how'd you get into this thing?
I think the underground aspect of it is kind of what draws me to it. I mean, obviously it's becoming more and more out in the open, but I've always been like a skate rat kind of dude. Like, I mean, I grew up, I hung out with all the skate rats, and just that mentality alone kind of pushed me to do my own thing and kind of say, like, you know, just like fuck all y'all kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And yeah, I've always been attracted to art, and I've always loved anything that involves smoking and glass art and all the above. So it's the only place for me to be in this world. Like, I have to be making glass art. But yeah, just being a skate rat and just wanting to make art for a living is what draws me to it.
How did you come across the whole like glass thing? Was it a glass pipe? Somebody around you was blowing glass, or how did you get into the glass thing?
I lived in Austin for 6 or 7 years. When I turned 18, I moved there, and I'm sorry, I just drew a blank. Oh,
how you got into the glass?
Sorry, buddy. I've always wanted to do it. It took having a friend that did it, that, you know, just seeing one of my friends do it and actually make money off it, and like knowing someone that did it was kind of what pushed me over the edge of actually thinking about it and then doing it. Because I feel like a lot of people that I talk to I mean, everybody wants to blow glass, but it's like taking that next step or leap to actually doing it. And for me, I was fortunate to have a friend that he taught me everything, and he actually showed up to one of my buddy's house with a case of glass one day. And when he opened it, and he was all, you know how it is, like they show up and you get to look at everyone's piece and like just checking out his art and seeing how stoked people were, and made a couple bucks at the party we were at. And I was like, dude, that rules. Like, I want to do that.
Right. That's awesome, man. And you know, growing through your experience and whatnot, did you have any mentors in there? And was this guy, did he become your mentor?
He did, actually. His name was Ben Volvert. He is out of Austin, and yeah, he was the same he was very, very consistent, and you can go. Hey, look, we're talking, okay? You got to be quiet. We're talking, okay? I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all right. And these little parts
Dad
too,
life.
we can probably edit out. Or part of it's about
Okay.
it's truly about like that's you too. Is you're
Yeah.
balancing a work life and a family life, and that's
Yeah.
hard to do as well. You know,
It is, man. Yeah. No, it definitely is. But no, back to the question. Ben, you see, we were asking who. Yeah, he was
A
the
mentor.
one who became. Yeah, he became my mentor. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, how long ago was this when you got started? Because your glass is like phenomenal. I always wonder how long people have been blowing glass. What year?
I've been on a torch 8 years. Is about 9 years since I've touched the torch for the first time.
Right.
But full time, probably about 2 years. Because everyone has like their own path how they go, and for me, I had a lot of bills and I have 2 kids, so I couldn't necessarily abandon it completely. So I had to do 7 years kind of part time, like full time job and blowing glass, and in the past 2 years, I've just been full force on the glass. So 9 years total.
Right. And that's no joke. I like to point that out to a lot of aspiring glass blowers is, it's not just, hey, I did 5 or 6 hours here, but it's going the full mile, and you're working a full-time job, plus you're putting in for that, plus you have a family. Like life is no joke. And to get to the quality where you're at and whatnot, it takes the dedication.
Yeah, it definitely. I feel like you gotta be slightly crazy to make a living. It's one thing to make glass art, but if you're gonna make it work for like your pay and your bills and your kids, you gotta be slightly insane. But
You do.
all the better. I mean,
and that's why I asked the question: how'd you get into this? I never want to offend people, but you said it, man. You got to be slightly insane to be in this wonderful world of glass. It's truly a gift.
Absolutely, dude. It's the best. I love meeting all the other crazy glass blowers too. I'm like, oh yeah, we're all the same.
Yeah. And where are you located now? Are you still in Austin or?
I'm still in Texas, but I'm a little bit further up north. I'm in Denton right now. I actually just got a shop less than a month ago, and I'm in the process of building it out right now.
Nice.
That's where me and Little Man are at right now, trying to get everything up in order so I can start melting again.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother process, moving, transitions,
Yep.
And that goes into the piece of the art as well, like building your tools, doing all that. It's a big thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I'm super OCD about like everything that I do, so it kind of follows through in my glass. Like I said before, I think I spend too much time on pieces for like, if I had a boss other than myself, he'd be telling me to hurry up a little bit, but it's so worth it in the end. Like, I mean, you pay attention to all those minute details, and the next day when you pull it out of the kiln, it's the best feeling.
It's like Christmas every day, right?
Dude, it's the best. Sometimes I get stuck in like production mode where I'm just making money and I don't, buddy, let's not do that. I don't get as much of that feeling, but I have to break off and make the fun ones so you can kind of reignite that flame and that drive. But yeah, it is like Christmas.
Hell yeah. Have you taken any classes? And if you have, do you feel like they've pushed your skill set?
Yeah. 2 official and 1 kind of unofficial. I took Freddie Ferrone class is the first one I took a few years back, probably more than that. That was a great class. Freddie's an OG. He's cool as shit.
And that's fuming, probably, right?
Yeah. And I really enjoyed fuming at the time. What that one did for me is showed me that I'm not dedicated enough to do like full-time fume work, because those dudes are insane. It was awesome to get like to learn about it and get all like he goes into depth. I mean, even the weather will change how your fuming sticks and this and that. And I learned some basic techniques, and not like in a negative way. It just takes so much dedication to get to that high level of fume work that I see in particular. It would drive me insane trying to get consistent. The Lewis Wilson class was a lot of fun. It was really neat to see he's such a cool sculptor. Like he makes things so fast. And like one of the main things I took from the Lewis Wilson class was just not spending too much time on things that people aren't going to pay attention to. Like there's
Right.
some, it's like when you take a step back from a piece and you look at it as a whole, it looks awesome. And he was one that was showing me like, like this hand may not need every single digit or this or that, because if it's like tucked up behind something, or basically just don't spend too much time on things that people aren't going to pay attention to.
Right,
And I
because
mean,
the people that are buying sometimes, while they love the glass, they won't fully understand what it took to do that. And like you said, that's a good point. Maybe you don't need 5 digits. Maybe you only need 3 to convey the same message.
Exactly. And it all goes like per your style of work, but it fits in really well with what he does. Like I love his sculptural work. And yeah, he kind of opened my mind to sculpting, which I eventually want to spend more time doing, but I've just kind of gone down the route I have.
Well,
it's just kind of the way.
It looks like your pieces really are fully sculpted, though. I mean, maybe it's not like eyes or something like this, but each piece is like crazy amounts of attachments. Yet again, it's not sloppy. It's all flows like nice. So, I mean, it looks like you're sculpting in a
Well, thank you, buddy.
I don't know.
Thought about that. When I think of sculpting, I don't know why. I've always think of like, I mean, you're right though. I always think of like a creature, like a little gremlin or a little monster or like something like that. But no, I feel it. That definitely is sculpting. The flow, that was I want to call it an unofficial class with Whitby up in Arkansas back last November or the one before that. And that dude just completely changed my whole thought process on glass itself. Like he truly taught me he's the one that taught me how to make these like the floating recyclers, the basic shape of them. And he really taught me how to make glass flow. Like I didn't understand the concept of getting it to do those things until I went and saw Whit. So definitely a lot of love for that dude up in Arkansas. He taught me a lot.
So that sounds like the classes have really been a huge thing for you. Each one, it looks like you pulled away a lot of info from it.
They are great. I mean, I'm gonna go to as many as I can get to for as long as I can. I don't think anyone's ever too good to go to a class and learn something. So as soon as I get everything on track and the studio's up and running here and I can be productive again, I'm gonna start saving up for some more classes, because you can take away so much from a weekend with someone with all that knowledge. I mean, it's amazing. And I'm sure most people know that, but if there are any like newer glass blowers that are listening, they should definitely take up any kind of class they can and just chase it and see what it's all about.
Absolutely. No, I just got a really cool interview with Matt Robertson, and he was saying the same thing.
Oh yeah.
He's been doing this almost 20 years, and same thing. He wants to take more classes. And, so it's like each artist, you can refine yourself, but the rabbit hole's so great. And the people you're learning from, they know they got skills, and you can pick them up. So yeah, classes are great. Well,
and there's a bunch of.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say there's a bunch of different ways to approach each technique too. So it's fun. Even if you can do something, it's fun to see how someone else does it, because you may be able to take their way of doing it and manipulate a little bit and then take yours even further. Like that's what it's all about. Like just learning and feeding off each other and trying to push the limits, because why not? Like
I think that's what's so great. It's everybody comfortably competing in a sense, and it's just pushing the levels up and willing to share where it used to not be like that. So it's just really neat. The glass world, it's a special place.
I agree, man.
Where do you get your inspiration and creativity from?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say specifically. I mean, just everything. I don't know, man. That's a hard question to answer. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly I just kind of let things flow from my head. Like, I mean, I've had people teach me the things they've taught me, but like the pieces that I've been making recently, I don't typically draw things out, which like I envy that. Like I love when I see people draw things out and they can make that exact thing they drew out. I'm like, dude, that's a whole nother skill in itself. Like
So you just
I
go.
typically just I like to just kind of like, yeah, just kind of ride the ride, just go with the flow and see where it takes me. And I mean, most of the time I'm pretty happy with it. And if not, it's in the water bucket because my brain can't handle putting something in the kiln that I don't like. Yeah,
Man,
it's a problem.
That water bowl thing, man, it's a pain in the butt sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you have a preferred style or technique that you really love?
It's really a decade, and I love them. Let's pull out Fred and smoke with them, you know. Like I love that people can turn pieces of glass into like a living looking thing, like a with personality and eyes and just stuff like that.
Right. So you'll probably be doing a lot more of that in the future then. More.
Yes, as soon as my path will allow me, as soon as the bills aren't. I just kind of stuck in proto mode, trying to find my spot and be able to support this little dude. But yeah, whenever I get some free time and some space, I would love to pursue sculpting. I'm going to eventually. It may take me a while, but I'll get there.
Yep, and that's a whole other area you got to refine, and with your quality control, obviously, if you don't like it, it's that time invested to keep expanding your skill.
Absolutely. Hold on, where's your shoes at, buddy? You drive me nuts, boy.
Dude, you're managing it freaking well, though.
Well, grab them for me. Oh yeah, no, I can't get mad at him. He's a little me, so my friends call me Donnie off the Wild Thornberries because I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. He's all wild. But yeah, I can't get mad at little dude. He's a little me. I mean,
right. Dude, you handle it
hopefully
phenomenally well.
Here shortly, a few more years. I'm used to it. I mean, you have to, I mean, part of being a pet.
Yep. What's your favorite color to work with?
Man, I really love all the molten ore colors. I feel like at first I was scared away because they were so expensive, but man, they're some pretty ass colors. Gold violet is probably one of my favorite colors I've ever worked. Just such a pretty rich purple. Mm-hmm. My mom's favorite color is purple too, so it has like a special place in my heart kind of thing. But yeah, other than that, I thought with was green stardust. I love me some green stardust.
Nice. Oh, green and purple, they go together well too.
Agreed.
What color do you not like?
Any cadmium colors.
All right.
I love the way they look. I just don't like working cads. I don't know. I've never had
worker? Are you a fast worker in the flame where you work it hot and quick and hard?
I would like to think so, yes. Like I mean, in the sense of like the torch, yeah, but then I spend too much time like tweaking and final measurements and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like I'm a pretty fast worker. I think that's probably the problem with the CADs is I just don't want to take the time.
Right. I feel the same exact way on the stuff. So if I ever use it, it's encased because you can work it hard and fast again.
Well, and then in that sense, it's a bit. You're okay, buddy. Just go pick them up. They're all pretty colors. It's just, encased all day. I'm down for that. But regular, nah, I don't have the patience. Even the ones they've washed down, the NeoCads or whatever. Even those ones, I'm just like, nah.
They still take time.
Yeah.
What's the most difficult piece in your career you've attempted so far, and was it a success?
Honestly, probably this last one. One of the more recent ones that I've posted, this bigger cycler, just because of the size. Honestly, I make tiny things because I've always liked them, but I also have a lot of hand problems. I don't like talking about it because I just like try and ignore it. But
right.
Yeah, I've had some crazy jobs in the past that have worn my body out. So as far as like my hand, because everything I make is hand spun. As far as my hands, this is a bigger piece, so a lot more stress in the hands, and then just getting all the attachments to line up the way I want them and stuff like that.
Right. I love it. Your next piece is your best piece, and here you are proving that theory right. I love it.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before actually. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the last piece I made at my last studio. So I kind of, in my own head, I wanted to kind of go out like with a bang in a sense, you know? Yeah. I didn't want to just make some like mediocre piece. So.
I love it, man. I love it. Do you get to collaborate often in glass?
I haven't very much, but man, I got a list of people that I would love to. Like that's the second that I catch up and I'm able to get to that point, I would love to do that because not as many as I'd like to. But honestly, it's kind of a good thing because I haven't really felt confident in my style to kind of like bring enough to the table with a lot of these guys. So I'm kind of just getting to that point where it's like I'm confident enough where I'm like, all right, we can make this happen and our styles can blend and make a nice piece. So not yet, but it will happen.
That's excellent to hear, man. I love that. And then have you ever competed in any events before, like at Champs or DFO or anything like that?
I have not competed. Buddy, you gotta stop. Sorry, buddy. Hold on one second.
That's all right.
Bubba, come on. Oh, here you go. I haven't competed. I did go. I'm kind of been like a hermit. I've just stayed in my garage and worked by myself for the most time.
Like most glass blowers.
Yeah, we tend to do that. But okay. You can go to the bathroom. You're fine. I did go to Las Vegas this year for the first time, and that was absolutely amazing. No competing, but just being there and being with the whole squad was another level of like, yeah, it was so much fun. Just walking in that hotel and like seeing like our squad, I was like, I'm home.
It's cool,
all
right?
the homies are here, dude. It's the best. But yeah, I hope to compete in the future because I mean, why not?
Right. So, being a skateboarder, skate rat as you call it, do you like the competition level? Because I know skateboarding is about that too, outdoing the next person or outdoing yourself.
Yeah. See, they blend in a lot of ways. It's really weird. I do. I like it because it's friendly competition, and it's not like any other competition that I've seen. Buddy, you've got to settle down, okay? Okay, I'll turn the light on in just a second, okay? Brother, drive me nuts, boy. We're gonna go mobile here. Yeah, I like the glass competitions because it's not like I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It's not like it's not like another competition where people are you're not trying to outdo people because you want to beat them. You're just trying to make a rad piece. And yeah, I don't know if that comes out right. But
no, yeah, you do want to win to show off what you can do. But right, it's a friendly competition.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Ooh, this boy.
Do you have any hobbies outside of glass?
Here the last 5 years, nothing but kids and glass. But yeah, I love to skateboard and I love to spin poi. So flow arts and skateboarding. I love any kind of art. But yeah, skateboarding, poi, and here recently my brother got a boat, so we've been wake surfing a lot. Anything with a board.
So you are
flow arts.
Obviously with the poi too, you're just into fire as well. Have you always been into fire your whole life?
Yeah, I guess so. I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, when I saw someone spin poi for the first time, especially fire poi, it was like I'm gonna learn that. Like, there's no way I'm not gonna do that. Like, I have to.
Right.
And I'm the type where I kind of it's almost like bad sometimes for people around me because when I find something that I like, it's like, well, there goes Nick. You're not going to see him for the next forever because I'll be, doing that.
Right. You're fully consumed in whatever you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way my brain works. So for better or for worse.
Oh yeah. And that's all right. It is what it is. Do you consume cannabis at all?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Do you prefer the flower, the concentrates, the edibles, or the whole plant?
I mean, I appreciate the whole thing for sure. Personally, I've gone back and forth. Man, I love smoking flower. When I was younger, I mean, I smoked a lot of like hash oil and stuff like that, and I still love it. I mean, most everything I make is for oil and stuff like that. But I just love smoking some herb, just a good old bowl. Personally, it's not the best for me, but I love smoking a blunt. That's like my go-to.
Yeah, man. I feel you on the blunts, man. There's something about the little nicotine and the weed mix. It's just special.
Not the healthiest, but yeah, it is, man. I don't know. It takes me back when I was younger, 16, living out in West Texas. That's like the first way that I smoked. So
smoking
has
blunts.
Like that feel to it.
Yeah. What can we look forward to in the future? Probably some sculpting. And what else?
Oh yeah. Bigger pieces. Plan on getting some equipment, like, you know, I'll get a lathe eventually, and so I do want to make bigger stuff as long as my hands will allow it, and definitely sculpting. I would love to make creatures of some sort. I've been dreaming of some things that I want to make, so sculpted pieces, little buddies with personalities, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That personality is it truly is, like we were saying earlier, next level stuff. It just comes to life.
Absolutely. Well, especially the guys that do like realism, like, it's okay, buddy. It's just thunder. It's okay. It's all right. Realism blows my mind. Like symmetry. Yeah. Just
that stuff is crazy.
Alone. Dude, it's unbelievable. Like, yeah, the dudes out there that are making things that look like things that are already here, I'm like, man, y'all are like, if I'm gonna sculpt, I'm gonna make a thing that's in my head, because then I can't like technically mess it up. You know what I mean?
I'm with you 100%, man. Like 100%. I'm not doing eyes because they're not gonna be right. You know, unless it's goofy. So one's big and small or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't get it. It's just mind blowing thing. But that's what keeps it so fun. Like, I mean, I've been on Torch, you know, going on 9 years, and I'm sure on it much longer can agree. Like, I see things still to this day that I'm like, how the hell do they do that? And like, that's what makes it so fun. It's just never ending. It's like, yeah, it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, how the hell do they do it, man? It's freaking, I just love it. Do you find you still have the same passion and love for glass today as when you first started?
I do. Oh yeah. No, it just keeps getting better and better. It's brought me nothing but good things. I mean, including the shop that I'm sitting in right now.
Hell yeah.
The fire just keeps getting reignited just because of the way that the journey's been taking me, and sure there's ups and downs. We talked about earlier too, those Christmas presents you get out of the kiln is what makes it reignite and makes it worth it. So
it's wonderful, you know, to be that selfish, you know, and that's what it is. Like, the reality is it's okay to be selfish, just don't hurt somebody. But right, being selfish to make that cool shit for the next morning, to get up, to feed the family, to feed yourself, and make the world spin, it's fucking cool.
Yes, no, exactly, dude. It's the best. I would not have it any other way.
Hell yeah. Well, and where's the best place for us to follow you? Do you have an Instagram, a website, Facebook, shops?
I'm only on Instagram for now. Man, I wish I had a list of shops. I have so many supporters out there. I honestly don't want to name a few off the top of my head and forget all the other ones. But Instagram I do have. It's Nic Ric Glass. I do not have a Facebook. Website I'm working on. My biggest problem right now is just being able to produce, you know, because obviously everything we make, you know, one by one by hand. So I haven't had a big enough gap where I can get like a website stock or anything like that. But I need to make a post with the shops that I have that have available work, because like I said, I'd hate to shout out like one or two and then forget all my other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we could get that list from you too, like after this or something, and we could post it here or something like that as a nice shout out for that.
Absolutely, dude. I'd love to do that, man. Because yeah, I love all my shop supporters, and they've been so cool. Like, I mean, I'm in this weird transition right now where I can't even really technically work until I have all this stuff set up. And I've had some people that have waited a long time, and they're being so cool about it. Like, shout out to every shop out there that supports me and every other glass blower that patiently waits. And I mean, I cannot thank them enough. Like, they definitely make it much easier.
They do understand that, you know, we live a life that, you know, glass is fucking hard. And and for every piece that does make it, there are pieces that go in the water bowl for whatever reason. And so it takes time. Even if you're like, fuck yeah, I only got 2 to go, or I got 10 of these simple things. Sometimes only 9 or 8 make it, or it's the life of a glass blower. You gotta be crazy.
Yeah, damn right. Slightly.
Well, Nic Ric Glass, this was a super honor, a pure pleasure to hang out with you here, and you and Jack's there. And dude, thanks a lot for doing what you do, man. Keep up the great work, and thank you.
No problem, buddy. I appreciate you having me. I'm sorry it took me so long to make it work and coordinate, but this is typically how my day goes. So I have a little rascal over here clowning around me and doing all this. So yeah, man, I really appreciate it.
It was great. This was the first one where we had a rascal in there, and it really was great, man. You managed it well, and so that's a thing that you know, sometimes people don't see that, and I loved it. So your fans will love it, I hope. So it was awesome.